Hello, my dear friend, and welcome. I'm so happy you've joined me. Tonight, we're stepping into a space that is ancient, mysterious, and full of meaning, the Festival of Samhain, often called the Witch's New Year. By the end of our time together, you won't just know about this night in passing. You'll feel its history, its magic, its science, and its deep spirit. And most importantly, you'll carry with you living, breathing ritual ideas that you can shape into your own Samhain practice. This isn't just another holiday. Samhain is a threshold. It's about honoring the old, welcoming the new, and walking in that strange, beautiful space where the seen and unseen touch. Let me ask you this. Have you ever stepped outside on a late October evening, felt the crisp bite of the air, seen the breath drift like smoke before you, and thought, something feels different, almost as if the world has paused, waiting? That sensation is part of what the Celts understood so well. It's the liminal, in-between energy of Samhain. If you felt that too, share it with me in the comments. I'd love to know how this season touches you. Let's begin at the root. Samhain, pronounced Samhain, was one of the most sacred festivals in the Celtic world, held at the turning of the year. Imagine yourself in an ancient village thousands of years ago. The harvest is finished. The last apples picked, the final grain stored, the animals gathered into pens. The sun sinks earlier each day. Winter is coming, long, dark, and uncertain. For these people, life was woven into the cycles of the earth. There were no supermarkets, no artificial light, no insulation to keep the cold at bay. Survival depended on knowing when to plant, when to harvest, and how to honor the seasons. Samhain marked the close of one cycle and the beginning of the next. It was the hinge of the year. It was believed that during this time, the veil between worlds grew thin. The spirits of ancestors could return, slipping through the mists of the other world to visit the living. Far from being seen as frightening, this was sacred. People welcomed them with food, drink, and offerings. At the same time, protections were raised, bonfires blazing on hilltops, masks and disguises to confuse any wandering, restless spirits. Samhain was never just about survival. It was about relationship. A relationship with the earth, with the seasons, with death, and with the unseen world. Every act, carving, feasting, dressing, storytelling, was a ritual to acknowledge the cycle of life and death. Now you might wonder, why does this season still feel so different, even to us today? Science offers some insight. As daylight fades, our bodies begin to shift. Levels of melatonin rise, encouraging us to rest and turn inward. Our circadian rhythms, the body's natural clock, change, nudging us toward reflection and quiet. But there's also the psychology of thresholds. Times of transition, whether dawn and dusk, birth and death, or autumn tipping into winter, heighten our awareness. We become more sensitive, more attuned. Our minds are wired to notice patterns, signs, and symbols at the edges of things. So when ancient people felt the veil thinning, they weren't imagining it entirely. Their biology, their psychology, and their spirituality aligned. They were entering a season that quite literally shifts the way humans think, feel, and perceive. Tell me, have you noticed your dreams becoming more vivid this time of year? Have you found yourself reflecting more, remembering the past, even feeling closer to loved ones who have passed? Share with me in the comments. You'll probably find you're not alone. Samhain isn't just history, it's a living moment. It's a chance to create a pause in your life, to honor the past and invite the future. Let's talk about how you can embody this, not with a checklist, but with invitations, little doors you can step through. You might begin with an ancestor altar. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Perhaps just a candle, a photo, or a keepsake. Light the flame, say their name, share a memory aloud. That act itself creates a bridge. A reminder that love outlasts time. Or perhaps you feel called to a ritual of release. Write something on paper that you're ready to let go of. A burden, a fear, even an old habit. Burn it safely, bury it, or release it into water. As it dissolves, breathe out. Feel the space it leaves behind. If you'd like, tell me one word you'd release this Samhain in the comments. Maybe you'll choose candlelight and journaling. Sit in the dark with a single flame and ask, what do I honor from this year? What must I let go? What seeds will I plant for the year to come? Writing these thoughts turns them into living magic. You could even invite the night into your sleep with dream work. Place rosemary or lavender by your bed. Ask a question before drifting off. In the morning, record any fragments that surface. Dreams speak powerfully at this time of year. And don't forget storytelling. The Celts believed that to tell a story was to breathe life into memory. Share a tale with friends, or even whisper one to yourself. Every story carries magic. Then, of course, there's divination. Tarot, runes, scrying in a bowl of water, or simply noticing signs in nature. This is a night for asking questions and listening deeply. Offerings are another way to participate. A slice of bread, a pour of cider, a cut apple, left with gratitude for the unseen. If you leave it outdoors, let it be something safe for animals, something that returns gently to the earth. And don't underestimate the power of cleansing and renewal. A ritual bath with herbs and salt, or even something as simple as washing your hands mindfully, whispering, I release what has been, I welcome what will be. Remember, ritual is not about how grand it looks. It's about how deeply you mean it. A single candle lit with intention can carry more magic than the most elaborate altar done without heart. Here's the truth. What makes a ritual powerful is not the objects, but your attention. Rituals are doorways, but it is your awareness that walks you through them. So don't think you need the perfect tools, the right incense, or hours of preparation. If all you have is a flame on your windowsill, or a whispered name in the dark, that is enough. That is Samhain. As you consider your Samhain, I want to leave you with questions. What do you feel called to release? Who do you want to honor as the veil thins? What seeds of intention will you quietly plant now in the dark, so they may grow in the year ahead? If you'd like, share one of these answers in the comments. You might be surprised how many others resonate with your words. And so we come to the threshold together. Thank you for walking with me. Samhain is not just a festival of the past. It's a living reminder of cycles, of endings and beginnings, of remembering and renewing. Whatever you choose to do tonight, whether lighting a candle, telling a story, or simply standing under the autumn sky, you are part of something timeless. You're carrying forward a tradition that stretches back thousands of years. If this video spoke to you, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you feel called, there's a donation link in the description. Every contribution helps me keep creating and sharing these journeys with you. So as the veil thins and the year turns, may your Samhain be rich with reflection, healing, and magic. And may you step into the witch's new year with clarity, courage, and a heart full of light.